Another year is coming to a close, so I give you my top 10 favorite movies of 2018. And as usual, a couple disclaimers first. First of all, I did not get to see every single movie that did come out this year. The one I really wanted to see but still haven't seen yet was Creed 2. And I'm so sorry about that, but it's still not out yet in Europe, which sucks. Hardcore fan of the Rocky franchise, hardcore fan of the first Creed, but haven't seen it. Also, this year was surprisingly bad. This was easily the worst year at the movies, so you will see a few surprises on my list that normally, in a good year, would not have made the list. Also, you will see a few films on my list that I haven't actually reviewed this year. The reasoning behind that is very simple. This year, I was sick. I was sick so many times, so yeah, I just didn't have the time for it. I'm starting to lose my voice yet again. This is how bad it is. And last but not least, this is my very subjective list. If you don't agree with my list, that's absolutely okay. Just don't try to kill me. Don't send me any death threats. Just let me know about your top 10 favorite movies of 2018 and we can all be friends. Disclaimers have been disclaimed. Let's do this. Number 10. Coming in at number 10 is the biggest surprise of the entire year. If you guys know me, you know that I'm not very fond of the Transformers films. Bumblebee, however, is a horse of a different color. This movie was a huge surprise. It was actually charming. Haley Steinfeld was amazing. Bumblebee himself was a cute character. It reminded me of E.T. meets the Iron Giant. This was everything I want to see in a family picture, and the intro alone harkened back to the best parts of the 80s cartoon show, which I used to love, which is why Bumblebee made my list. Number 9. Coming in at number 9 is probably the best video game adaptation of all time that is not actually based on a video game. Overlord. Yeah, a lot of people still compare it to Wolfenstein. This movie was badass. It had everything I want to see in a war/Nazi/zombie movie. The horror aspects were great. The creature design was great. The tension was great. The action sequences were amazing. Again, not the best movie of all time by any means. But to be honest, I just enjoyed the fact that it was an original story in a market that is oversaturated with huge franchises. Franchises that I put on this list as well. Nonetheless, I love me some originality. Number 8. Every single year there is one movie on my list that a lot of people didn't like, yet I kinda loved it. This time it was Bad Times at the El Royale. This was everything I love about Quentin Tarantino. It was as if The Hateful Eight and Jackie Brown made a child. Me being a fan of these two movies, how can I say no? It was the best Tarantino movie that Tarantino never made. The chemistry between these colorful characters worked, the dialogue was fantastic, Chris Hemsworth proved that he is so much more than just Thor, the soundtrack was epic, and I just dug the shit out of this film. Number 7. Speaking of originality, A Quiet Place was badass. What an amazing concept. A film that has barely any dialogue in it because it takes place in a world where talking will get you killed, so I would probably be dead. John Krasinski and Emily Blunt killed it. The emotional moments hit very hard. The suspense, the tension building was amazing. The chemistry between all these characters were great. And that world itself and concept itself was genius yet scary as shit. I love that film. Number 6. Coming in at number 6 was, in my opinion, the ultimate feel-good film of 2018. Love, Simon. Everyone can relate to this movie. It was as if John Hughes came back to life and brought us this very important coming-of-age story. All the actors were charming, the story was charming, the conclusion was charming, and I left the theater going, yeah, that was a good time, and I feel better about myself now. Number 5. Number 5 was the hard-hitting drama, A Star is Born. Bradley Cooper once again proved that he is just phenomenal. This time around also as a director. He and Lady Gaga had amazing chemistry. The songs were great, the story was touching, and yeah, I did tear up a little bit at the end. This movie was amazing. I hope it wins at least one Academy Award. Number 4. Number 4 was yet another huge surprise, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. I did not know Miles Morales. I only ever heard stories about him. Now I know him. Now I want to see more from him. This movie looked great. The animation was fantastic. The humor was on point. This movie was funny, fun, yet emotional, heartfelt. All the other Spider-Men or Spider-People worked perfectly. I loved the dynamic between Miles Morales and Peter Parker. I loved Miles Morales' very own origin story, and I want to see more of this world. Can we make that happen? Number 3. Coming in at number 3 is Avengers Infinity War. And we've been waiting a very long time for this one. Thanos has been teased ever since 2012. Now he finally came and he was just badass. A phenomenal villain, a phenomenal movie in my humble opinion. I know there are a lot of people out there that just don't like Marvel anymore or that just never really liked it to begin with. And that's absolutely okay. To me, this was everything I wanted to see, yet so much more. This felt a little bit like the Empire Strikes Back of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. All the puzzle pieces combined of the last 10 years came together to bring us this superhero epic. It was by far the biggest superhero movie we've ever had, and I can't wait for Endgame. Number 2. Coming in at number 2 is proof positive that Tom Cruise is still 20 years old. Mission Impossible Fallout. Oh my god, I love this franchise so much. And these movies, they just keep getting better and better and better. This film reminded me of The Dark Knight. It was a little bit darker than the last few ones, yet the stunt work was once again phenomenal. Tom Cruise, I'm telling you, man, this guy, he's immortal, I'm telling you. I love the suspense, I love the espionage aspects, I love the chemistry between the team members. This is everything I want to see in my action blockbuster films. It was tension-filled, it was suspenseful, at times it was funny, at times it was a little bit heartfelt. It was just a blast, and it gave me the ultimate adrenaline rush at the movie theater in 2018. Number 1. Coming in at number 1 is Hereditary. No other movie hit me to my core like this one. This was a truly masterpiece when it comes to horror filmmaking. The first half of this film is basically a drama, a horrible, horrible tragedy among these family members. And then it turns into one of the most creepy experiences I've ever had. I'm telling you, man, this movie just would not let me go. I could not sleep for like 2 or 3 days. This is how much this movie hit me. Toni Collette deserves an Oscar nomination for her performance, and even though I still believe that this movie overstayed its welcome for like 5 minutes, it was still amazing, phenomenal. This is one of the great ones. This will go down in history just like The Shining. I loved it. I can't wait for my buddy Sebastian Wendell Martinez from Sci-Fi Night to tackle it because I absolutely dug it. And that concludes my top 10 favorite movies of 2018. And now, before you start crucifying me, just let me know about your top 10 favorite movies of 2018. And yeah, the top 10 worst list is happening. Stay tuned for that one. Thank you guys, as always, for watching. If you like what you see and you want to see more, then just subscribe.